is Gore the God Butcher in Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, when it comes to this, like I don't know much about this character
No,
in the
neither.
slightest.
I've seen a picture of him. He
Uh,
looks pretty cool.
yeah, I've seen a picture of him too. He does look pretty cool, and I think he's called the God Butcher for a reason. He kills gods, I guess. But Christian Bale, like that seems like a pretty good
Yeah,
casting. I mean, he
yeah.
hasn't been in a superhero movie, I don't think,
Since
since
the
Batman.
since the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, so I think that'll be a good thing for him.
Yeah, I think it could be something different because usually what he's been playing. Well, Christian Bale, I don't think he's played a bad guy since he played in that what is that movie? That horror movie that he was in that ever won.
American Psycho.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he's kind of
I think that's what that movie's
yeah.
called.
But like I said, don't know too much about Gore. Like I said, I've only seen a picture of him once, and that's just by looking him up. But he looks super cool.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what he actually turns out to look like because if they make him look like what he does in the picture, it'd be pretty cool.
yeah. All right, and with that, we're gonna move on to the next thing, and that is during the CCXP Expo, Warner Brothers released some trailer footage of the new Godzilla versus Kong movie that's supposed to come out in 2021. This right here is a leaked image, I think, from the actual movie.
This,
Because I don't remember this in the footage at
This
all.
wasn't in the footage. This is an older picture.
But it is
It,
part of the
it,
movie.
it is like a thing that like, it was
Okay.
something like from a few months ago, just to kind of get people excited for the movie. Even though people have complained about it, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're not here for reasons. But
And
this is what's
here is like a picture from the actual footage that was shown at CCXP. One of the parts of the footage shows Godzilla screaming at him, I think,
the how it
or was
went.
Godzilla swimming?
How what they did, they only show like because they're like three quick shots. There is I think two actually. There is it was Godzilla like swimming through like the ocean, kind of like his roaring kind of stuff in the ocean, and then there was this one, and this one's the one that kind of got people more or less talking because if you see here in the picture, Kong's got a chain around his neck. So everybody's kind of been thinking that he got captured from Skull Island, so they're bringing him to somewhere. But I mean, it was just kind of like one of those quick things just to get people excited because the movie comes out in April, I believe, of next year.
I think.
And it's like I said, more or less just to let people know that HBO Max will be having it as well, and it'll be in theaters. But I prefer to see it in theaters over HBO Max any day.
Yeah. And
But
yeah. Go ahead.
it's gonna. I'm really excited for it. It was great footage. I've watched over that. Like I think like feels like 20 times maybe.
Really?
Just to get the nerd things going. But I can't wait for the movie. I think it's been announced for at least over 5 years now that they were going to be doing this movie. So I'm excited for it to finally, hopefully come out. Well, it should come out next year since HBO Max will be having it. But I just can't wait to see the movie.
Yeah, I can't either. I'm actually going to see it. We're probably going to invite one of our other friends, Jacob, to go with us because he's a big fan of the stuff with Chase.
Yeah.
I'm not that huge of a fan of it, but I know what's going on in it, and I know who these characters are, and like I know about all of it. I'm just not as huge into it as they are.
It's fun movies just to watch, just to kind of just not take it serious and just kind of have a good time with it. And I'm sure it's going to be great. I think I threw the top, but I think it's actually going to have the lowest budget out of any of the MonsterVerse movies. So, but
did King of the Monsters have the biggest budget?
I believe so. So it had more monsters in it.
And didn't it barely reach the budget back?
I thought it did.
Because I don't think it did very well financially.
Yeah,
I think wasn't it considered a flop?
Maybe, but it's just because no one takes this stuff this big by him. Everyone just thinks it's a joke. But I mean, I think it's April, but I mean it's coming, so I can't wait to check it out.
All right, and with that, we're going to move on to our next topic, and this topic might take us a little bit of time to get through. Like I said, this is a jam-packed show, and we're going to be talking about Disney's Investor Day 2020. We're going to go over every movie and TV show that's been announced, and this article here is brought to you courtesy of IGN. Yep. But we're using their article as a thing to show you what's been announced. We've got the Cassian Andor show that's been long talked about Cassian Andor from Rogue One. We have more info on the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and Hayden Christensen is going to be returning as Darth Vader, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to see him back. Definitely, because for us, he's part of our childhood, so it's going to be cool to see him back.
And Leslie Headland's mystery series called The Acolyte, and in Star Wars lore, an acolyte is the Sith equivalent to a Jedi Padawan. So like a Sith apprentice.
Yeah.
They're called an acolyte. It's about a female, and it's set in the High Republic era. And then we're also going to be getting a series about Lando Calrissian called Lando, and then they're calling it an event series. I'm not sure what that means. And the Mandalorian is actually going to have 2 spinoffs. Ahsoka is getting her own show, which a lot of people automatically assumed that her appearance in The Mandalorian was a backdoor pilot for her own show.
Yeah.
And then they also announced Star Wars Rangers of the New Republic, which a lot of people think Cara Dune at the end of episode 14, I think it was, whenever she had the badge and she was like, I'm an officer of the New Republic now, or whatever. Yeah. A lot of people think that might possibly be another backdoor pilot, or it might follow like that officer, that officer who gave her the badge.
Yeah.
Like follow him and his crew and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But nobody really knows for sure. We also got a teaser trailer for the animated series called Star Wars: The Bad Batch. It's got the same animation style as Clone Wars / Rebels, I think.
Yeah, it does.
And it follows a group of clones who actually strayed away from Order 66 and developed like their own thoughts and feelings away from the herd mentality.
Yeah.
And that's why they're called the Bad Batch, because they're not like they didn't conform to like the clone stuff, and they didn't. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Yeah.
And then they have an anime anthology called Star Wars Visions, which is like very obviously Japanese inspired, and I think it would be pretty interesting. And Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins is actually going to have her own movie called Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Now it's not based on the book or the game or anything. It's going to be an original story, which a lot of people find really interesting because, of course, the game is based off of the source material, which are like the books and stuff. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are excited for that, hoping it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And then on the Marvel side, they've actually announced a ton of new shows that they're going to put on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Which if you're not a Marvel fan, you better get into it because there's going to be a lot of good shit coming.
Yeah, to start off, they announced Secret Invasion, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, and Ben Mendelsohn Talos, awesome. Which is where a group of bad Skrulls or evil Skrulls, or however you want to use that term, have invaded Earth and are just like
normal people.
They're just like they're taking over. They took over the lives of like normal people. In the Secret Invasion comic book, what it was I think in the comic books all Skrulls were bad.
Yeah.
And the Secret Invasion was the Skrulls, like, they had some Skrulls in, taking over as Marvel heroes.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know if they're going to do that in this. It would be cool if they did, so we could figure out who actually is a Skrull and who isn't, but we'll see how that goes.
No matter what, I'm looking forward to definitely see more of Ben Mendelsohn's Talos.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite things from Captain Marvel. I was still kind of sad that Captain Marvel did that switch.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of a big shock because everybody thought they would be the bad, but when they did that change, it was kind of weird. But I can't wait for Secret Invasion. That was like the one thing that kind of like, it was like super excited.
And we have up next is a series based presumably around Iron Man's successor Riri Williams, and that's a show called Ironheart, and it's about a super smart African American girl who builds her own suits of armor. I think probably inspired by Tony Stark and stuff like that. So we'll see how that show goes.
I've read the comic book before. It wasn't too bad. I don't think a lot of people liked it though, but I look forward to seeing kind of how that one.
Can I be honest? I don't think a lot of people liked it because they didn't want a black woman taking over for Iron Man. I think that's why a lot of people didn't like it.
Didn't like
which
it.
I don't see why that's such an issue.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know why they had to kill off Iron Man, period.
Yeah.
Like, I understand Robert Downey Jr. wants to do other stuff, but I mean, if you take a look at what he's done since playing Iron Man, I think he did Doctor Dolittle, he did Dolittle, which flopped hard, and it had terrible reviews. It's like, it's awful.
Yeah, but he hadn't done anything else out of that.
And then literally as soon as that movie flopped, there were rumors about talking about him coming back.
But I thought I saw like just the other day that he said that he's officially done. He's done everything he can.
I'm not surprised, but I'm sure at some point he'll be back for something.
I really don't want him back. I mean, I love Tony Stark's Iron Man character. It's just the impact in-game had, I just don't think would.
I don't care. I want him back.
Yeah.
Armor Wars, starring Don Cheadle's War Machine, as he fights to stop Tony Stark's armor tech from falling into the wrong hands.
I look forward to that one.
That's a comic book too, I'm pretty sure.
Is it really?
I think so, yeah. I haven't read it or anything, obviously, so this right here is all I got to go on.
That one could be pretty cool.
Baby Groot is going to have a series of animated specials revolving around him, period.
Is it going to be like so animated? Is it like actual cartoon animation, or is it going to be CGI animation, or?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm thinking maybe cartoon.
Yeah, I think that'd be.
And then, before they start filming Guardians 3, they're actually going to film a live-action Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
That's going to be fun.
And it's going to be live-action completely. Chris Pratt, like Zoe Saldana, they're all going to be there in their costumes, like live-action. And it's going to come out holiday 2022. So
that's going to be cool.
Yeah, also announced, they showed, like a full 100% trailer for Falcon and Winter Soldier, like an actual good trailer.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the trailer wasn't good, but it was basically a teaser.
Yeah.
They've put official year release dates on the majority of these Marvel shows. Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming in March of 2021, so a few months away yet. Followed by Loki in May of 2021.
Which, let's talk real quick. You watched all the trailers, correct?
Yeah.
Which one out of the trailers they showed did you enjoy the most? Like,
Did I enjoy the most?
What was your favorite out of all of
them?
The Loki one was mine. I like what the Loki one is going to do.
I really enjoyed the WandaVision trailer.
Yeah.
I thought it gave us a lot more information and made it a lot more interesting.
I like the Loki one just because Tom Hiddleston's coming back. Tom Hiddleston's
and it's confirmed that the Loki show does take place in that alternate New York that they went to in Endgame, where he got the Tesseract, right?
Yep.
Where he got the Tesseract,
and I think
Tesseract back.
I think Owen Wilson's going to be a bad guy, I think.
Well, he's part of the... of that, well, it's not. I don't know if it's a bad guy necessarily, but I think it's what they call the Time Police or whatever, something like that. They have an official name, but I can't remember.
Come on, it's Owen Wilson. Wow. We'll see him.
And then it is confirmed that Tatiana Maslany has been confirmed to play She-Hulk. That was a rumor. She denied it originally, but that is confirmed 100%.
But the next news is awesome.
Mark Ruffalo and Tim Roth are also going to be in the show as Bruce Banner and Abomination. Abomination, if you remember from the Incredible Hulk back in 2007.
Abomination was cool.
Yeah,
was cool.
Whenever that was Edward Norton.
Yep, that's gonna be cool.
He's coming back, and I'm wondering how he's gonna look. If he's gonna look the same, or if they're gonna change him up.
We forgot one. We got the What If show.
I think that might be further down, isn't it?
No, right there. What If?
Oh yeah, What If? I'm sorry.
The What If show looks fun.
Yeah, the What If show is like an animated like Elseworld kind of thing, where it's just like, oh, what if this happened?
I think the one I'm more excited for is the zombie one.
Oh yeah, that one does look cool.
Yeah.
I just wonder how they're going to do that, like because they can't probably do too much. They can't show them like ripping people apart or anything.
But I think that show could be pretty fun. Just a fun show.
They actually finally confirmed that they're going to start working on the Fantastic Four movie, so that was a really cool announcement too.
Yeah.
A lot of people weren't expecting that.
If you had to pick anybody to be any of the Fantastic Four, would you? I want.
Are you gonna? Do you want the rumored people?
The one I want.
What's her name? Fug. I can't remember their names.
To be
this is
Mr. Fantastic.
John Krasinski. Yeah. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. That's who it is. That's who fans want. I'm pretty sure. I guarantee you that's who they're gonna get.
That's what I want. Come on. They would look so good. They would actually look better than Band 4 Stick. What?
Jim.
Yeah, true. But I mean,
Yeah.
anything's gonna be better than Fan 4 Stick.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
And then they've also revealed some stuff about MCU movies that they're going to be releasing within the next few years. Ant-Man 3 is officially called Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Both Miss Marvel and Monica Rambeau will appear in Captain Marvel 2. Also, this thing didn't mention that Miss Marvel is getting her own TV show too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right here, but they didn't put it. They didn't put it in this right here, which is weird for me. But yeah, Miss Marvel, who was officially cast, is getting her own show.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel and Monica Rambeau will appear in Captain Marvel 2. Monica Rambeau is also going to be in WandaVision.
That's true.
Yeah. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness will connect to the events of Spider-Man 3, like we talked about earlier. And how do you pronounce that name? Zochiti Gomez?
Yeah, maybe.
Is confirmed to be playing Miss America Chavez. So we'll see how all this goes.
Don't know who that is, but...
And then we talked about this earlier. Christian Bale confirmed Gore the God Butcher, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And then also this piece of news: Marvel is not going to recast T'Challa, which I think what they're going to do is they're just going to probably, they're probably going to push Shuri into the lead role.
Yeah.
They also mentioned that they're in pre-production on Indiana Jones 5, and Harrison Ford is coming back with that. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, Crystal Skull has bad reviews, but I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. Honestly, I thought it was pretty good for.
I only have one problem with it.
He's old as fuck.
No. Why is there aliens at the end?
I couldn't tell you.
That's just weird. But it'd be pretty cool just to see. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I watched an Indiana Jones movie. It's been a while.
Really?
Yeah, but seeing Harrison Ford back would be pretty cool. The last thing we saw him in was what? Force Awakens?
No, it was not Force Awakens. He was in Rise of Skywalker. Remember, he was on that rainy thing and he talked to Ben.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
His ghost thing, yeah. That's true.
So we also had an announcement for a new Alien series, which also has Ridley Scott attached to it. As you all know, he didn't he direct the original movies? No. What did he do?
James Cameron did.
Did he? I think James Cameron's helping with this.
I think Ridley Scott did. Did he do Prometheus?
He did Prometheus. I don't know if he's doing everything else too, but
oh, I think it'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, they've got a lot of big names working on this.
Have you ever seen any of the Alien movies?
No.
The first one's good, but the second one kicks ass. That one's great. The second one's awesome. Third one is okay. The fourth one, not so much.
And then also we have a prequel story for Buzz Lightyear, and this is in what they talked about at the keynote or whatever it was this is an origin story not about the doll, like it's not going to be toys, but the toys are based on like a Buzz Lightyear show, or whatever, and this is the origin story of like the character in the show. I think this might just be the show.
This is how he became a space ranger.
Yeah,
this is
I think what they're making the equivalent of what the show for Buzz Lightyear in their Toy Story universe would be. So I think this is what that is.
Sadly, Tim Allen is not going to be voicing him, but Chris Evans is. Which
we'll see.
It's going to be pretty cool.
I don't know why they didn't have Tim Allen doing it.
I think Tim Allen just didn't. He didn't want to do it. He just kind of thought after Toy Story 4,
that's it.
He was just done.
We also got some TV shows that are going to be like continuing stories or telling stories from other Pixar movies and other Disney movies that have already happened. For example, like here we have The Princess and the Frog and Moana. They're getting their own spin-off series, and we'll obviously see where that goes.
Yeah.
Pinocchio is the live action remake was announced, and it's going to be released on Disney Plus. Also, a Peter Pan and Wendy show will also be on Disney Plus, as well as the Cruella with was it Emma Watson?
Yeah.
With Emma Watson's going to be on Disney Plus also.
Pretty good.
And then also Raya and the Last Dragon is going to Premiere Access, which I think is that $30 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to make another.
Thanks.
So they're going to make another mistake with that. And then they also announced that they're doing 4 more seasons of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
Have you seen a
which
single episode of that?
no,
I've only seen like the bits and pieces,
but I've
like
seen
the
bits and
funny
pieces. But
things.
it's hilarious
Yeah.
from what I've seen.
The Trash Man. That's funny.
They've announced also, I think, are these movies
Yeah, next animated
called
film.
Encanto and Iwaju?
Never
I think
heard of
they're foreign movies, but they're like
Never heard of
in
it.
Disney animation form.
Cool.
And other Disney franchises they're talking about that are going to have like movies and shows.
Yeah,
The Mighty Ducks is going to have a TV show
Yeah, it's a TV show
on Disney Plus.
bringing back Emilio Estevez. I think that's it.
Yeah,
But that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm
Chip
looking
and
forward
Dale Rescue Rangers. I think that might be a blending of animation and live action.
Yeah,
I'm not
it is.
entirely sure.
Oh.
Big Hero 6 is getting a continuation.
It's I think called
Which is
I think it's
just-
just called Baymax.
Yeah, which is just Baymax, just going around helping people.
Yeah.
And then Zootopia is getting its own TV show, which
could be
is
okay.
going to spin off of the movie. And then they also announced a sequel to Hocus Pocus
Which could be pretty
and
cool. I don't know what
a reboot series for Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So we'll see how that goes.
Why are they rebooting it?
I have no
I
idea.
thought the ones they did were fine.
Yeah, I did too. I don't know why reboot it and not just make. I think don't they still need to make a third movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't just make
They
that.
didn't even finish the thing.
Yeah, and in regards to like the Disney and Marvel, like all the Disney news from that's pretty much it. Like they announced all of that stuff. Like it's just absolutely insane how much they announced there.
Yeah, just in one day. I didn't even know that was that day. I didn't know that event was planned. I get on my phone and I see all this Marvel thing. It was just like it was this thing, and then I think most of the Marvel news is what's got me excited for the future because they got a lot of good stuff planned, and I think what's also cool is we have release dates for those Marvel shows that we have been anticipating for a long time,
Yeah,
and actual trailers that we can get excited for. Because I'm excited to see Baron Zemo.
Oh yeah.
Because I know they because he was in, let me correct me if I'm wrong, Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know they didn't do fully.
No,
everything.
he was Civil War. Captain America Civil War because
Civil
it
War,
was
you're
revealed that I think he's the reason that Bucky was
Yes.
released to kill
Yes.
Tony's parents.
Yes.
So.
I'm excited for that. And even all the Star Wars stuff. I think Disney Plus, I saw they're going up. My mom told me they were going up in price. I was like, oh, I can understand why with all that stuff. They're going to $8. I mean, $8 for all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, it's such a great price.
Yeah, if they raise it to like $15, it would still be worth
even
it.
still a great
with all
price.
the stuff they have on there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pay $19.99. I'd still do it. Such
Yeah.
a great price for everything.
And we're gonna move on from Disney with all of that talk we just did,
Yeah.
and go on to AMC theaters may actually run out of money by the end of January, and this means that like they would just be completely broke. I'm pretty sure like they won't have the money to run any of their theaters. They'll have to mass sell off theaters to pay debts and whatnot, and that would just mean that that would just mean they'd have to close down forever. I think.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see that because I know when me and you saw Freaky, that's where we went to go see
Yeah.
it, and you could kind of tell that not a lot of money was coming in and out because I mean there wasn't much of anything there, and that's the sad thing about movies. But hopefully, I mean, I hope something maybe changes and they get up on their feet.
They said as of right now they need at least $750 million just to stay afloat and stay in business, but nobody knows where that could come from.
Yeah.
John Campea, he had a thought that maybe Disney might step in and help him out. Maybe Disney could, I don't know, buy them out is the right term, but like give them some money to help them stay afloat, but also I guess like enter into a partnership of some kind, which I think that could work, but
yeah,
I don't know.
they need something to keep them in because I know a lot of people.
They're a nice theater too.
They are. I think I told you. I always feel like when I went to AMC that I was actually having a movie experience.
Yeah.
Like I mean, everything felt right. Like you were actually at the movies to enjoy yourself. Like I said, I hope something maybe can help them out because I mean, a lot of theaters, like definitely with us, we have a show place and we have an AMC, but that's it. A lot of places they only have an AMC, so a lot of places wouldn't be able to go to the movies. So, like I said, I hope something maybe can help them out because they definitely need it. So I mean, what if Wonder Woman makes so much money and then could that help?
It
Or
possibly could.
maybe take some of it off and then
Yeah.
maybe something.
And that's actually a pretty good segue because our next topic actually has to do with it, and that's Wonder Woman
Fresh off the
movie
press
reviews.
too.
Yeah, there were reviews that came out a few days ago, but these are like the actual like critic scores and stuff like that.
Yep.
And you can see here on Rotten Tomatoes it has an 89% critic score, which is pretty good. Other like I'm not a fanboy in the slightest, but a Marvel movie would be more than this.
Yeah.
But I mean this is just the tomato score for this. There's only 62. Here, let me refresh this real quick to see if there's any more that have been added. Let's see. Yeah, there have been 9 that have been added, but it's still at 89. And that's just the tomatometer score. And this right here are the actual critic reviews. And it has 63 fresh and 8 rotten. And we're just gonna read off a few of these here for you. This is 1 rotten review out of the 71. As you can see, like through here, it's just a bunch of fresh. This disappointing sequel highlights not only the dire state of the live-action superhero genre in film, but the dire state of Hollywood filmmaking as a whole. But if you go over to Perry Nimroff, who was a member of Collider, but when Collider downsized as a company, they got rid of a lot of their talent, and she just went over to her own YouTube channel and started reviewing movies and stuff. She says, the sequel takes a powerful core concept and digs into it from 3 primary perspectives. 2 don't land, but Diana's journey winds up being the strongest of the bunch, giving Gal Gadot the chance to excel in her strongest emotional scene yet. And also, let's find. I want to find one that Deadline. I think that's what this is. Just Deadline. Gal Gadot still has the Wonder Woman mojo and flies into action for a crowd-pleasing sequel that delivers the action, lots of it, and makes room for some interesting villains played by Pedro Pascal and Kirsten Wiig. These are just like some of the fresh ones. I'm gonna take a look at another rotten one. Let's see, like from here, Polygon. A Wonder Woman story in 2020 could be uplifting and inspiring, and this film is neither. I've noticed that the critics who are positive about the movie have a lot more to say about it than the ones that are negative.
Yeah.
Like if you look at a lot of these, like they're like 6 lines long, but like 6 at least lines long mostly. Like here's 3, here's 2. This one's 4. Like, and you look at some of these rotten ones here, like 3, 2, 2. 2, 2, 4, 3, 2. You see what I'm talking about? Like the people who are more positive about the movie have more to say about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just the people who are negative about it, like don't have a whole lot to say about it because they didn't like it, or they don't really have that much of an argument. I'm not saying that they're wrong or anything.
Wasn't there a Collider one? What did they have to say?
Oh yeah, Collider at the bottom. Patty Jenkins' sequel is a well-intentioned but sloppy punch against Trumpism. I don't know what any of that means, but the thing is, it's considered rotten, but they gave it a score of a C-, which to me doesn't seem
too bad.
It doesn't seem too bad to me. But obviously, there's no audience score because it hasn't been released yet. Yeah. But these are just the critic scores that we have at the moment, which give it an 89%, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's still good. I'm excited to see the movie next week, 10 days.
Christmas Day, Mm-hmm. And then me and him are going to see it on that Saturday.
I'm seeing it.
Which I do have off, by the way.
Okay. I'm seeing it on Christmas Day at 12:45.
Yeah, we haven't decided when I'm going to see it with him on Saturday the 26th, so...
After 2 o'clock.
We'll have to see when that happens.
But, one of my work person asked, like, oh, you're seeing it twice? I'm like, yeah, well, I want to see it twice. I mean, me and you...
We've seen pretty much every superhero movie twice in theaters.
Yeah, at least... Because I feel like you have to. To see if you miss anything.
So you can absorb the story more.
But I've really been looking forward to this movie since the first trailer.
Yeah.
I think it's been something that looks really good, and what I think I like more about it is it's set in a good time period.
Yeah.
The 80s. I mean, you can't beat the 80s, so... I'm looking forward to seeing kind of... Because I know I saw... she posted a video on our Facebook page saying that she can't wait to see the inspiring message this movie has. And I'm like, what's the message a superhero movie can have? I'm looking forward to see what that is.
Yeah.
But I mean, 10 days. I mean, it's hard to believe that because this was supposed to come out in what, July?
I think so.
I mean, we've gotten through that, but I can't wait for it. 10 days. I know we'll definitely give our review the week after.
Yeah. And we're going to move on to the next topic here, and that is Netflix as making a 3D animated Sonic the Hedgehog TV show. Now, there's like no information about this at all at the moment because it's just been announced. One thing we do know is that it's being produced in partnership with Sega along with WildBrain, a company, I guess, behind numerous popular children's television shows. I don't know what shows those are.
Mm-mm.
And then also Man of Action Entertainment. For those of you who grew up in the mid 2000s, you'll know that's the same company that are the same people who made Ben 10. And then they're also working on the
Big Hero 6 show.
the Big Hero 6 show. So we'll see how all of that turns out. We don't have really information about this except that
It's animated
that it's animated and it's set to debut in 2022
on Netflix, and I think it could be pretty good. I don't know what they could do with it.
Yeah.
Maybe if they could, maybe connect it to like the movies.
Well, they said
Like
it's
a
supposed
side
to
thing?
be modeled more around like the
Like the
modern
video game?
look, which I think is from the movies,
Mhm.
and because they said it doesn't look like the Sonic that was in Sonic Boom, which is like a game that came out a few years ago. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that looks.
I think it could be pretty cool. Like I said, definitely if they would tie maybe to like the movies, maybe like a spin-off show, or because I know we have the next one coming out for that soon. But I think
Yeah.
it could be pretty cool of a show. I don't know, but he said 2022, so I mean, anytime maybe we'll get more news, a casting maybe, see who's gonna voice him. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll move on from that, and actually, because I know you didn't have it up here, but if you want to talk some Mandalorian,
Yeah, we can do that.
chapters 14 and 15.
Yeah, chapter 14
Chapter
was
14 was
that the Ahsoka one? Or no, we talked about that one
yeah,
already.
that was the one after.
Chapter 14
When,
was the
Boba Fett comes back.
oh yeah, Boba Fett come back. Yeah.
And-
So hold on one second. You go ahead and talk about it.
I liked the episode a lot. I thought the episode was really really good, and when Boba Fett showed up, I mean the nerd just went into me.
Yeah.
Definitely at the part whenever, because I was at work, and he's knocking like using this thing and hitting all the stormtroopers. I was like, damn, damn, damn. It's getting louder and louder, but I mean that was just awesome. And then when he put on the armor,
He looked
it
great.
was just awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see because he was the dude from Attack of the Clones, right? Same
Yeah,
guy?
he was the kid.
Yeah,
Well,
he
he
was
played the
Jango.
dad. Yeah.
he was Django.
Yeah.
And then he was also Commander Cody in.
He Jango Fett. I'm sure you already know, but Jango Fett, his DNA is used to make all of the clones. So all of the clones look identical to him.
Yeah.
So and I think Tamura Morrison was also cast in the Obi-Wan show.
Yep.
So a lot of people think that. Oh, that's. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. It just came to mind as soon as we talked about
I think
this.
they just announced that.
Yeah, they announced it, I think, today. He was cast in the Obi-Wan show. I'm pretty sure that's because a lot of people are saying maybe Commander Cody or something.
Mhm.
But I know it's probably like a clone or something is going to show up.
Yeah.
Either that or maybe it's Boba. Who knows? Because I think it is on Tatooine.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, but more or less, do you want to talk about how the episode went or the events? I mean, like I said,
Well, yeah,
that
it's-
comeback was the big.
After 13, or Ahsoka told them they needed to go to the ancient Jedi planet of Tython, put him on a stone, and he'll choose his own
choose
path.
life.
And if he chooses the light side, a Jedi's gonna hear him. And so Mando takes him to Tython. He puts him on the stone they're supposed to be on, and then he starts meditating.
Yep.
And like a big blue force field comes around him. So I guess that means he chose the light side.
Mhm.
He chose the light side of the Force, and a Jedi's gonna come looking for him. But while
He's doing
while
that.
while Grogu is meditating, the Empire comes down as stormtroopers. They come down in a few drop ships,
Well,
and
first it's the Slave One
yeah,
comes.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he does that. He puts Grogu on the Seed Stone. He does the thing, and then he sees Slave One coming over the horizon in the sky. He's like, "All right, kid, time to go." Tries to grab him, but he blasts him away.
Back.
And then I think he goes down bottom of the mountain, and Boba's down there. And then Boba's like, "I came for my armor," and then Mandalorian's like, "If you want my armor, you'll have to peel off my dead body." And then Boba was like, "I don't want your armor. I want my armor." And then I think that's when the stormtroopers come.
Yeah, when they had the one girl.
Yeah,
from,
what's her name? She was from episode 5 from the first season.
Yeah.
She was left for dead by the amateur bounty hunter, but it is confirmed that at the end of that episode, that was Boba that walked up to her.
Yeah.
So he saved her life and everything. So, like.
And then so they fight off all the stormtroopers.
They fight the stormtroopers. He sees the Razor Crest over there and goes over and gets his armor out of there because he shows up in his armor and just starts wrecking a bunch of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And then I think after that the stormtroopers retreat.
Yeah. And then
he uses his rocket missile to shoot one of them that hit into each other. Yeah.
And then Moff Gideon sends the
Dark Troopers.
Which are from Star Wars video game that I see it's from. It's from a Star Wars game. The one that's for 64.
Oh, Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah,
I think
it's that one.
Yeah, I think
they were connected to that, and then they send them down
to grab them, and they do,
and they get them. And I kind of think they were actually doing because I don't know if you did. I kind of got an Iron Man kind of thing how they did that kind of. That's how they look of him, and then they take him, and then they lock him up, and kind of. What I thought was funny whenever the stormtroopers he was like doing this. Grogu was like kind of like throwing them all around. I thought that was funny. But then Moff Gideon puts him to sleep, and that was it of 14, right?
Well, there's another part was that we forgot a big thing.
Did we?
Yeah, rest in peace, the Razor Crest. The Razor Crest exploded.
Yep.
And after that, Mando went to the wreckage and found the little ball thing that Grogu likes to play with, and then Boba was like, "You gave me back my armor, so I'll help you. I'll help you get back your kid."
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm not gonna rest until you get him back." So that means we get Mando and Boba teaming up.
Yep.
Which is always great when we get more Boba. So that's pretty much the end of that episode.
Yeah.
And then episode 15 was where it was Mando, Boba, and I forgot what her name is, but they went to get
Cara Dune?
Yeah, no, not Cara.
Well, didn't
the other one.
We also forgot the one part in 14 where they talked about getting the one guy out that they.
Oh yeah, that was
they talk about. Yeah, they talk about and
then I guess Cara Dune's in the next one too.
Yeah.
At the beginning of 15, they get Mayfeld. They get him out of that like jail scrapyard, and then take him with them to break into a Imperial sort of base thing to get coordinates to where Moff Gideon is, and then that's basically what the episode revolves around. It's Mando and Mayfeld. They steal a fuel truck or whatever and drive directly into the base. Mm-hmm. And then whenever they get in there, like people give them high fives and stuff because they were the only surviving truck that made it in there.
Yeah, but don't forget about the fight scene with the pirates.
There was a fight scene with pirates,
which was really suspenseful.
Yeah,
in my opinion. But I don't know if you got the same. I really enjoyed that environment, like the jungle environment. Yeah, cool. I thought it was really nice.
After they got to the base, they actually went over to a terminal that required a face scan, this is a huge moment actually.
Yeah.
Mayfeld said he couldn't do it because his face would be recognized. So Mando was trying to do it, but he had his helmet on and it wasn't reading his face. So he took his helmet off.
Yeah.
And we got to see his face again. He took his helmet off and it read his face and everything. And then after he did it, he was being called on by one of the officers.
Yeah, which the other guy knew actually.
And for the first time, people saw him without his helmet on. He looked someone face to face with his helmet off.
Yep.
And that goes against everything he has ever like thought of or believed in. And I think that moment right there, all that time he spent with his helmet off, might actually make it to where he is going to live as a Mandalorian that won't have that whole people can't see me without my helmet off thing anymore. I bet he's probably going to live where he'll take his helmet off all the time.
Yeah.
Like how Bo-Katan and Sasha Banks' character, like all of them took their helmets off and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because as we know in the Star Wars universe, I think there were two different sects of Mandalorians.
Yeah.
There were the Death Watch, and then there were the other ones. The Death Watch are the ones who raised Din Djarin to be the Mandalorian, and they're considered a cult, and they're the ones who say you shouldn't take off your helmet, nobody should see you with your helmet off.
Yeah.
And then there's the other side with like where Bo-Katan and Sasha Banks' character and all those ones are.
With
Jango Fett was too.
Yeah.
Where that you could take off your helmet.
Yeah.
And all of that.
Yeah.
So I think he might actually like live on to where he's going to take his helmet off more often.
That's really pretty cool. I'd like.
I think that would be a good change. I know people like, oh, why are we seeing his face? Because that's how they were at the end of last season. They're like, oh, why did we see his face already? But I mean, nobody really cares. We know who's under there because the actor.
Yeah, we know who it is.
So it's me. I mean,
so it's not a big surprise.
It's not really that much of a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah, but and then like they have to escape.
They have to escape. So they. What is Mandalorian, Din Djarin, and Mayfeld sit down with that officer in celebration of them bringing the truck in, and then the officer is like, "What should we toast to? Just a regular toast is boring." And then Mayfeld was like, "Why don't we toast to? What did he say? Operation Cinder."
Yeah.
Which actually they go more in depth. You actually see Operation Cinder in Star Wars Battlefront 2, the game that came out 2 or 3 years ago from EA Dice, and it's where they just completely blast the New Republic home base, like a bunch of different planets and stuff. And Mayfeld was like, "Yeah, why don't we toast Operation Cinder? Didn't we lose a bunch of good men that day?" He was like, "But yes, they died." The officer was like, "Yes, but they died for the cause." And then Mayfeld was like, is that a noble cause? I think a lot of my guys died for no reason." And then that was basically Mayfeld's turning point, because he was an imperial soldier.
Yeah.
And that was basically his turning point into thinking like, wow, these guys are actually evil.
Yeah.
And whenever after Mayfeld said that, the officer was like, "It's a small price to pay for freedom in the galaxy," or something. Yeah. And then it just angered Mayfeld so much, he just took out his blaster and shot him. And then that just gave away their position, obviously. So they had to shoot their way out.
Yeah.
And
it was cool escape moment.
Yeah, they escaped back to the Slave One.
Like how the windows are, like you could still kind of get through. Okay, so some of the stormtroopers are trying to get him in, and for some reason, when they were like down the side, it reminded me of Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, you know what I'm talking about.
At the beginning, where you have where it's raining and you have to jump onto the ship.
Yeah, I always thought that was cool. But they do escape. And
they do escape, and then Din and Mandalorian Din Djarin and Cara Dune are talking to each other, and they're like, prisoner, whatever his number is, prisoner, whatever it is, Mayfeld, he died on this planet, didn't he? And they're like, yeah, he did die on this planet. And then Mayfeld's like, what are you guys talking about? And then they're like, he's dead, so that means he doesn't have to go back, right? And then Mayfeld was like, so does this mean I'm free? And then basically they were like, yeah, you're free to go, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then he said, I'm a changed man, don't you worry about that. And then he just left, pretty much. And I think that's pretty much the end of the episode.
Yeah.
We didn't really get anything else after that. We did get a moment where Mando appeared on a hologram to
at the end. Yep.
Appeared on a hologram to Moff Gideon, where he said, I'm coming for you. You have no idea how much that kid means to me. So I will find you and I will get him back.
Which sets up the
season finale.
Yep.
So that's pretty much the end of that too.
Did we talk about Mando changing uniforms to the trooper?
Oh no, we didn't.
And then kind of the talk about how, because he kind of I wouldn't say kind of ignore the guy, but like whenever the dude tried to talk to him, he kind of want to talk to him because he still, I don't think, fully trusted him. But I think they've got the season finale, and I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's going to be super good.
But as I was talking to someone else, I think when that show, whenever it comes to an end, I think it's going to be a touching one.
Yeah.
For some reason. I just got a feeling. But I did know in, what was it, 14, I knew we weren't going to get no Jedi to appear or anything. I knew that was something we're going to wait for, whoever it's going to be.
It'll happen either either during the season finale or right at the end.
I think the end.
You think it's going to be
I think
cliffhanger?
the end. Yep. I think that's what we're going to be left with.
It'd be cool.
Because season 3 is already in.
Because
right?
Since I'm talking about it, you want to give our predictions for the finale?
Okay.
I think Moff Gideon's probably gonna die.
Yeah.
I think Moff Gideon's gonna. What's gonna happen? Okay, I'm sorry to do this, but I think Moff Gideon might die, and I understand there's a Ahsoka show coming up, but I think Moff Gideon might die. We get the Jedi coming in, and then possibly Admiral Thrawn comes in.
Yeah. I see that. I understand that.
Maybe Ezra is the Jedi, and Admiral Thrawn comes in. So they have to deal with that in season 3.
I see that one actually.
Because at the moment there's rumors that Mace is coming back in season 4, but that's a rumor.
I don't see Moff Gideon surviving.
No,
at all. I don't see him surviving.
There's some people who think maybe Boba might die, but I think that would be too early.
No way.
I think it'd be too. Well, there are also rumors that he's getting his own spin-off show too.
What if, plot twist, Boba Fett turns on Mando? I know he's not.
No, that'd be dumb.
I could just some reason just see that happening.
No, that'd be dumb.
Yeah, but I see Moff Gideon died. There's no way that I don't see. And some reason I feel like somebody else is gonna die too. Like someone's gonna die too.
Maybe like another big character.
Yeah.
Maybe it's I forgot what her name is, but the girl that Boba saved.
Yeah.
Maybe she's gonna die too.
I think she'll die.
Like for actual real this time.
Because in last year, the last time we had the season finale, it was what's the droid's name? The one that died. He sacrificed himself. What was his name?
IG-88.
Yeah.
Is that who that is?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. Because he
I think
sacrificed
so.
himself.
Yeah.
Take out those ones. So I feel like someone has to.
Yeah.
And have they announced if it's going to be a long one? Because I know, like the last one,
haven't.
they always like to make it like an
I'm
extra
not
long.
sure.
Because I know last year was big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the last episode is going to be something special. I think it's going to be a good one. And I can't wait for season 3. And I hope the Boba Fett show actually does come. Because I'm a big Boba Fett fan now.
Yeah, me
Anything
too.
like Boba Fett. I know you were always a Boba Fett person. Yeah. You was your. But I'm more of a thing because, like I said, that episode 14, he was just kicking ass, taking names, and I want more. Because I don't know, were you a Jango person?
Jango? Nah.
I always like the armor.
Yeah,
Armor was nice.
It's confirmed that Boba's armor is Jango's armor, just repainted.
Yeah.
So it is the same armor. So
I always thought it was.
I always thought it was different.
I always thought it was the same. And he also in 15 he cleans it up.
Yes. That's another thing. 15, it's a fresh coat of paint. Like this is the cleanest it's ever been because in the original trilogy too, it had dents and everything else in it. So
it looks nice. But I can't wait to see what they do in the season finale.
Yeah, me too. And with that, we're actually going to move on to what you see on your screen right now, and that's everyone knows Cyberpunk's been released, and it's been polarizing to say the least. On console, a lot of people are reporting that it's basically unplayable with like glitches and bugs and stuff. On PC though, people love it on PC because I mean, sure there are bugs and glitches on PC, but like the game looks great. A lot of people say they're not having nearly as many issues as the console players. And we wanted to go over some of not some of the reviews, but we're going to go over to just like look at review scores here. You got like to put it into perspective. What I was talking about the PC score on Metacritic is an 89 out of 100, but the PS4 and Xbox One is a 50 and a 51. And with like Game Informer, these are just for the overall game. Game Informer is a 9, GameSpot is a 7, Games Radar is a 5. Like IGN, PC is a 9, but PS4, Xbox One is a 4. And then PC Gamer gave it a 78, which you can, if you want to, you can round that up to an 80. But PC Games N gave it a 9 out of 10. VG247 gave it like 5 out of 5 stars. Like it's terrible. Like Sony and Microsoft have started issuing refunds for people who bought it on consoles because of how bad it is. People have been wanting refunds because they say they can't play it, and it's crazy to me. Like all of that stuff.
As I see, it's driving mechanics. I guess is bad. Um, yeah, numerous bugs, glitches. I'm planning on actually getting the game this weekend when we get paid. I was planning on trying to get the game. Kind of looking at this kind of makes me was like on the edge now.
You mean next weekend? We get paid on Christmas. Oh, you get paid a different week. Sorry.
Yeah, I get paid a thing.
Yeah.
I'm planning on I was like I said looking at these going maybe not, but I still think I'm going to give it a try because you said it's basically what GTA just in
I don't know. I would go that
kind
far.
of like
It's an RPG. It's not GTA. It's an
Yeah.
RPG.
well similar if you could kind of
I don't know. I haven't seen gameplay of it,
I haven't
so
either.
I'm not entirely
I
sure.
haven't either. But kind of usually isn't PC games usually always probably a little bit better than
Yeah, they
the
are
console thing. So
because they run better.
Yeah, but I mean, if I do get it, I'll definitely give you what I think of the game whenever we're back at it.
All right, we're going to move on to the next topic, and that is during the Game Awards, they announced a bunch of different games, but none of them seemed as big as this. They announced that they're working on another Mass Effect game, and it seems like it's set at the end of the third game. Or after the third game, because this character right here picks up a little badge that said N7 on it, which is a lot of people are thinking that it's the one that Shepard had.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure. There's no other information besides this teaser, no release date, nothing else, just that it's being worked on and it's been announced.
Yeah, because me and you don't really know anything about Mass Effect at all.
No.
I just know it's got a decent fan base of people who like
Yeah.
it, but like I said, I don't know a thing about it.
Yeah, we just wanted to cover it mainly because we know it's a big piece of news that a lot of the fans of the
Sure.
series would
Look forward to
would look forward to knowing about.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, we're going to move on to the last topic of today, and that is we're going to share with you the winners of the 2020 Game Awards. Now, some of you may already know who won, but for those of you who don't, here it is going down the list. And we're just going to start off with the big one. Game of the Year went to The Last of Us 2. I don't think it deserves it because it was not that good of a game.
Did you
I
play
personally, I have not. No, I've seen the story though.
I
I've seen the story and gameplay of it. It's not Game of the Year at all.
I haven't played it. I haven't played it all. I played. Some of
I
it.
don't like fully.
one
I don't
experience.
hate it for no reason. I just wasn't that impressed from what
Yeah.
I saw. Sure, it looks good, but I mean, a game looking good doesn't.
I always feel like even I haven't played it, but I've seen the look. I always feel like this Ghost of.
I was gonna say Ghost of Tsushima to me is was Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the story and the gameplay of it, and that looks super
really nice.
fun. Yeah,
Yes.
because that's a sort of like medieval Japanese RPG GTA sort of game too.
Yeah,
Because you like attack on horses and stuff, and I don't know. It
looks
was just
really-
cool to me.
it
Best
looks really
game direction was also Last of Us 2, which I don't know. I don't think the direction on that was very good at all.
Yeah, people know about that.
Best narrative, The Last of Us 2 winning this is completely laughable
Yeah.
because the narrative in that game was pure garbage.
Yeah. People know about that.
Again, with this one, I think the narrative should have gone to either Ghost of Tsushima or Hades. Like Hades is an indie game. It got nominated for a lot of awards at the award show, but it's completely deserved.
Yeah.
And Ghost of Tsushima winning Best Art Direction makes a whole lot of sense to me because the
It
game
looks
was just
really nice.
great
Yeah, it looks
and
really
like it just the way they made medieval Japan look, like it just looked great.
It looks awesome.
Best score and music went to Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have not played or seen this, but that would probably make sense to me, mainly because like these Japanese like
I would
RPG
say
games
that
always
or
have good music.
or Doom Eternal. Because Doom kind of.
Yeah, a lot of people are wondering why
Just
Doom
enough.
Eternal didn't win, but I mean, it's a pretty rough competition that year or this year. Best audio design. This is one that a lot of people agree with actually with Last of Us 2 because a lot of people said even its biggest critics say The Last of Us Part 2 sounded great. Like just the sounds and stuff that came out of it sounded great.
Yeah, I agree.
And then best performance. A lot of people with how many Last of Us 2 wins there were, a lot of people are wondering if maybe it's rigged or paid off or something. But like if you look here, like
I
Uh,
hated the Abby character though.
they have Ashley Johnson as Ellie and Laura Bailey as Abby both in this category.
The
Which I mean, personally for me, I think
I would
this one should have went to Ghost of Tsushima because I thought Daisuke
or
Tsuji
Miles
did
Morales.
great. Yeah,
Miles Morales, but I just didn't like the Abby character. I always thought that because I remember a lot of people backlash like the sex scene they have in them thing. It's just really monotonous and like doesn't make any sense.
and then Games for Impact was Tell Me Why by this people who made Life is Strange.
Never heard of it.
And then you never heard of Life is Strange?
Hmm.
Really?
Never heard of
Best
it.
ongoing game. There's Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Warzone, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. And No Man's Sky won that. Best indie is Carrion, Fall Guys, Ultimate Knockout, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spiritfarer. And Hades won this, which is well deserved because that's a really good game. I haven't played it myself, but I've seen other people. Best mobile game. This really shouldn't surprise anybody.
Yeah.
Although a lot of people are wondering why Among Us is in the Game Awards because it's not a new game. Like
No,
this is for the 2020 awards. This Among Us came out 3 years ago, I think.
Because it's just one of those things that caught popularity, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people thought Genshin Impact should have won this because Genshin Impact they say is like a RPG Breath of the Wild kind of sort of thing, and the fact that they were able to get it running on mobile devices is something in and of itself. Like best community support. A lot of people said this win was laughable too because they said the devs are lazy as hell with Fall Guys because there's really not much that goes into it compared to the majority of these other games.
Yeah.
Best VR AR. This to a lot of people, this was a no-brainer. Half-Life Alyx. Like a lot of people were clamoring for some more Half-Life, and whenever they got it, everyone just absolutely loved this game, and they thought this was 100% deserved. Do you know anything about?
I don't actually. It's an older game, isn't it? Like they've had older ones, right? Before Half-Life isn't
Half-Life 1 and 2
Yeah,
that came out like 14 years ago.
Yeah, I've heard of those. I didn't know they did a new one. I've heard of the Iron
longer,
Man. The
longer,
Iron
longer than
Man.
that, like 16, 17 years ago.
Yeah,
Early
I've heard of
2000s.
the Iron Man VR and the Star Wars game. I've never heard of the Dreams one, and I didn't know there. I think I knew there was a Walking Dead one. I don't know anything about that though. Who is it?
Saints and Sinners, the VR game.
That's weird.
And then innovation and accessibility is just like I guess for people with people who are like hearing impaired or stuff like that, which a lot of people said that was well deserved too.
Yeah.
Best action, I'm really glad Hades won that because it has really good action. Best action adventure, this one a lot of people disagreed with heavily.
Yeah.
They said especially with it going against Assassin's Creed, Ghost of Tsushima, and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, like The Last of Us 2 has better action than a Star Wars game or an Assassin's Creed game. Like a lot of people like just didn't understand that thought process at all.
The Fallen Order has great action. I enjoy
Oh, it
that
does.
one.
I love that game. I love that game. It's really good.
It's fun. Miles Morales, I feel like that could have. I mean,
Yeah, it had a good chance
definitely
too.
the Assassin's Creed, and it's kind of weird, but yeah, I definitely could see payoff somewhere.
And then best role playing, Final Fantasy VII remake. A lot of people agreed with this too because Final Fantasy is a role playing game and a lot of people really like it. So
Yeah, I feel like that one's kind of a gimme. I don't know.
then best fighting game. I mean
Sure,
this is a no brainer considering what it's going up against.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat's always going to be a staple in the fighting genre, so nothing really go against it. And then this one again is also a no brainer when you look at what it's going up against. Animal Crossing. I played the hell out of that when I had it on the Switch. It's really fun. Definitely a family game compared to a lot of these, which are obviously family games too. So, and best sim strategy game, Microsoft Flight Simulator. All right. Well, we don't play sim strategy games anyway, so.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Sports racing, nobody cares, but it's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2,
What the?
which is obviously a no-brainer because that's a remake from childhood games.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I never played this.
Best multiplayer was Among Us, which isn't really that shocking. I mean, I honestly kind of wanted it to go to Warzone, but I mean, Among Us is fun too. Chase has played Among Us, haven't you?
If I did, it was a long time ago. I don't remember.
You can get it on your phone.
I might have to try it. I've never. What is it? What's the basis around it?
It's you and a group of friends are depending on how many people are in the lobby, or there's usually, if you get a full lobby, it's 10 people, and depending on how many imposters you set, you can have 1 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are 2 imposters at the beginning of the round, it tells you like, it doesn't tell everybody who the imposters are, obviously, because that's what you got to figure out. But it tells the 2 imposters like, you're the imposter and this other guy is the imposter with you. But everyone else gets labeled as a crewmate. So the crewmates have to go around doing tasks on the ship or on the base or wherever you are, while while also not dying from the imposters. And then once a crewmate finds a body finds a dead body, they report it, and it brings up a screen where it says discuss. And then everyone in the lobby is like in the menu, and you just discuss where you were, who you think the imposter might be, and then after the discussion's over, it brings up like a vote, and then you place your vote for who you think the imposter is, and the person who has the most votes on them gets ejected, is what they call it, like ejected into space. And then depending on if they have it turned on or off, it would either tell you if that person was or wasn't the imposter, or it'll just say was ejected, and then the game will go on either um, until either the imposters have been voted out, or until there aren't enough survivors to vote out the 2 imposters. In which case, either the imposters will win or the crewmates will win.
Sounds kind of interesting.
And crewmates can win and beat the imposters through completing all of their tasks too. So
it sounds kind of interesting.
It is. It's really
fun.
fun
To try.
Content Creator of the Year, Chase. I honestly don't think you know anything about this, do you?
No.
Alana Pierce, Jan Lopez, Nick Merckx, Tim the Tatman, Valkyrie. Like, I know these 3 right here, these 2 down here, and this one. I was really hoping Alana was going to win, but I mean, it's Valkyrie.
What is it like people who
The majority of these are streamers. I think she's a streamer too, but she does a lot of recorded stuff too. Best debut game. Carrie Morshell, Raji, Roki, and Phasmophobia. A lot of people thought maybe Raji should have won this one, but a lot of people said that Phasmophobia only won because it's popular at the moment. It's like a literal ghost hunting game where you and a group of friends like control a character who uses like EMF readers and stuff, and you go around looking for ghosts, and you got to decide like what kind of ghost it is.
Why don't we play that?
Because you got to have more than 2 people.
Sounds kind of fun.
It is. Like, cause you can pick up a spirit box and
sounds fun.
Like infrared readers and stuff.
Sounds fun.
Best esports athlete. I'm just gonna breeze through these because nobody cares. I'm gonna be honest. Nobody cares. Esports aren't sports. Get over it. Showmaker won esports. Esports coach was Zonic. Esports event was League of Legends World Championship. Esports game was League of Legends. Esports host was Jokes, whatever.
Nice.
And esports team was G2 Esports. And that's pretty much it for the Game Awards. And is there anything else you wanted to talk about at the moment?
I want to talk about maybe next week if we get together and do a show. Maybe we can do a Christmas special.
Yeah.
Like, we did a Halloween.
We can rank Christmas movies
or something like that.
And I will do whatever I can to make sure Die Hard is not on the list because it is not a Christmas movie. Just because a movie takes place at Christmas time does not make it a Christmas movie.
Whatever.
Do you believe it's a Christmas movie?
Yes.
No.
I even believe Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
No. Just because it takes place at Christmas time does not automatically make it a Christmas movie.
Yes, it does.
If they don't reference Christmas, if they don't
They do reference Christmas in Die Hard. What are you talking about?
No, if they don't, like, exchange gifts or eat cookies or have dinner or sit around a tree, sing Christmas carols, it's not a Christmas movie. Just because they say the word Christmas and it takes place at Christmas time does not make it a Christmas movie. Because the story doesn't revolve around Christmas, so it's not a Christmas movie.
There's a lot of Christmas things in it.
That doesn't matter.
Whatever. I think it's a fun movie, but I think it's a Christmas movie. I mean, most people I think just try to find an excuse just to watch Die Hard. Which
my excuse is I've never seen it and I don't have a desire to.
It's a good movie. It's pretty good. First one's good. Haven't seen the rest. Bruce Willis, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was hoping maybe we could, since we did the Halloween show and I had a fun time with that, maybe at Christmas
Yeah, like Christmas
something,
rankings.
something
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find
to
something
it.
for that.
I don't know if we can find. I don't know. Can you make your own list? Because I didn't want to kind of rank movies that we
I
haven't
think
seen.
so. I
Like
think so.
rank
I'll
movies
look
that,
into that.
yeah. But I mean, yeah. I mean, only what 10 more days till Christmas, so
Yeah.
I mean, I know we
Yeah.
still got another show in there, but I hope everybody enjoys their holiday and has a good one. And I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get some more news coming because I feel like you said, I feel like last week was just crammed full of stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can get more news crammed full
Yeah, I'm sure
for
we
you.
will. And I think with that, that's gonna be it, right?
Yeah.